When I first came here, there was a tiny little building right next to the railroad tracks, right next to what was then the biology building. And that's where two of us started out, in this tiny little building right next to the railroad tracks to the power plant. It was, I think, from that point on, it was one of the first buildings to be torn down and enlarged. And we moved directly from there in January of '55 into the New Lilly building. In fact, the two of us, our major professor, Dr. Harry Beavers, and the three of us, were the first occupants of the Eli Lilly building. And that was the wing that faces State Street. And we then spent 4 years there, and we managed to get all of our equipment set up in our labs, our bookcases arranged in our little office building room, and we were the first ones there. So a little bit of history for us at any rate. Starting in 1978, the State Department and the Arms Control and Disarmament Agency wanted very much to have someone from the chemical industry to be a resource for them in the generation of a chemical weapons treaty. And I ended up being that person. And little did I know that 25 years later I would be finished. And it was an amazing adventure for me, every bit of it, for all sorts of reasons. But the wonderful thing about it, 5 good people from the chemical industry and I changed, for that particular reason, we changed the way the world looked at a treaty. And we became not only a resource to the United States, all the various governmental agencies, we became a resource to the United Nations and to NATO, and we were highly valued by all of those organizations. And it was a wonderful experience. And I might add, for those that are interested in whose budget, we, the 6 of us in the chemical industry, did all of that at 0 cost to the U.S. government. They did not pay 1 cent to our companies, to the treaty, to our trade association, or to us as individuals. We did not take a penny. Well, whenever I have an opportunity to talk to Al Chiskin, it stirs up our memories of graduate school. Most of them were, virtually all of them were pleasant. And we had fun triggering each other's thoughts on that. But one thing that I have in common, and I'm going to say this again tonight, when I first showed up at Purdue in 1954, fresh out of the Army, in fact, 3 weeks before that, I was sleeping in a cave in Korea. But I came up to Korea, to Monsanto, I'll say it right in a minute, from Purdue, from Korea, en route to Monsanto. And my first experience up here, my first impression was, I was in absolute awe of this place. I mean, I was overcome. It sent a jillion thoughts through my mind. Virtually every time I have been up here since then, I was always in awe of this university. Today, I am still in awe of this university. What it is, what it's done for me, what it is doing for thousands of students. I will drive home tomorrow thinking wonderful things about this place.